Hey guys, today we're putting up our own cacti dish. So I thought about doing a clean, crisp, white, modern look that would be really cool for indoors. And then I thought, well, what about like a desert kind of sandstone sandscape look? So I figured, well, what the heck, let's go ahead and try to do both. So I've got my sandstone pot here and it doesn't have any drainage holes. So my cactus need drainage holes. I'm gonna have to drill this pot out. Otherwise, if you have another pot, you could always set it inside a decorative pot. So there's different ways you can get around that. But this one, I think I am gonna go ahead and drill out. So hopefully my masonry build will be able to get through that. I have my cactus potting soil already mixed up and ready to go. I have a video on how to make up your own cactus and succulent potting soil, so I will post that link to that video below. So a quick tip for potting up your cactus, you want the roots to be dry. You don't want to repot it when it's been freshly watered, because if any roots break during the repotting process, it could easily get root rot, it could get bacteria or something from the soil into the roots. So it's better to repot them when they're totally dry, and make sure to repot them into completely dry soil. And then don't water them right away. You want to give them maybe like a week or so before you water them. And one of my favorite parts about potting up a succulent garden or a little rock garden is using some sort of top dressing. So I have this aquarium gravel. I just got this at Walmart. It's super cheap. It's like $4.50 or something per bag. And so this is the white version here. They have all different colors. They've got like super bright neon colors too. And then this is like the sandstone kind of neutral tone here. So that one might work well for our desert theme look. I'll bring you guys in a little closer and we'll get started potting up our cacti gardens. So I can already tell that this is going to be a really hard ceramic to drill, but I'm just going to take it real slow with my masonry bit, and I added a little bit of water once I had that notch going, and I went back in and I'm just going to hold that drill on there, make sure I have pressure on it, and speed that up until I bust through there. And then I'm going to add 2 more holes, so I'm going to have a total of 3 holes in the bottom of this container. Next, I'm cutting a piece of screen to place over the bottom of the pot to cover the drainage holes. That way the soil won't fall through those drainage holes. You could use coffee filters or even a paper towel would work too. I like to start with potting up the largest plant first and then working my way around that. So I'm going to start with this cactus. This is from the Curious genus, and I don't know the exact variety of it, but it has these kind of red earth spines on it, which look really cool. I'm also going to combine this mini dwarf aloe on this side. So this is a really small guy. I'm just going to kind of work him into the corner there. And then the last cactus I'm going to add to this combination is going to be this furrow cactus or barrel cactus. This is a really cute little guy, a short chunky little thing, so I'm just going to place him right in the middle between the two. And to pull our sandstone theme together, I'm going to use my kind of sandstone colored aquarium gravel for a top dressing. Then I'm just using my paintbrush to kind of dust off any debris that might have gotten caught up in the spines of the cactus. And you could also add some accent pieces. I'm going to add a couple of stones on this side, just little stack stones, and then I'll take a few pebbles that are sort of in the amber and sandstone colors. I have a little piece of amber sea glass there too, so I'll start with that one and just kind of lay down like a little, almost like a little walkway, like a little pathway through the cactus, so it's like a miniature cactus garden. Before you get potting up a cactus garden, sometimes it's fun to just gather all your plants together, see what you have to work with, look at all the different textures of them, and see what might match up well together. And you can mix other types of succulents into your cactus garden as well, so it doesn't have to be only cactus. And take a look at the different leaf shapes, because that's going to give you a different look too. So you can totally sculpt and sort of like landscape your own miniature garden just by really playing with the textures and the colors, accent colors, and leaf shapes, and you can totally create all different kinds of looks to sort of match your style. And then when it comes to unpotting these guys, sometimes if I get a really pokey one, I will use a pair of tongs. And so this pair of tongs is designated designated for my cactus when I'm repotting them, and this is a pincushion mammillaria cactus. It's very, very pokey. So I'm just gently kind of loosening up those roots, pulling out any weeds, and this is a little low profile succulent dish that I got at Ross a while back. So I'm going to be using this one. I already have my soil in here ready to go. I'm going to start with the mammillaria, which is the largest cactus I'm going to have in this pot, and then I'm going to add in a little dwarf aloe in the back here right next to it. And then right next to that, I'll add in this aloe aristata. This is also known as the lace aloe or torch plant. And then in the other side of the dish, I'll add 3 baby cactus, and I'm going to start with this Cleisto cactus. This is a variety of Cleisto cactus anyway, but they have those little hairs on them, little white hairs, and they are just the cutest things. I'm going to add this one that has a little touch of color right in the kind of center there, and then this other one that has more little white hairs, but these are shorter and finer. Using a variety of cactus that have different types of spines can really create nice layers of texture. You can also create a lot of interest in your succulent dish by varying the heights of the plants that you use. In the front here, I'm going to use Haworthia cymbiformis, and this is a really pretty kind of spring green, almost like star-shaped rosette. And next to the Haworthia, I'm going to plant this tiny Sempervivum. It has a little bit of purple in its rosette, which will tie in nicely with the purple tips on the spines of the center cactus. I think this will be a good place to stop now. I don't like to pack them in too tight because I want them to have a little bit of room to grow and have a good amount of time in their pot. So I'm just going to add my top dressing now, so I'm using the white aquarium gravel. And then for an accent piece, I'm going to add some of this recycled glass, just a few pieces. They have kind of a crystal-like look, and I thought it would be a nice match for our wintry white cactus garden. So now that you have your mini cactus garden potted up, how do you go about watering this with different types of plants in here that may have slightly different watering requirements? So what I like to do is take a large syringe full of water, and it has a nice precise tip on it so I can water right at each individual plant, right at the base of it, so it's not getting into the rosette and it's not overflowing onto maybe some of the cactus or other plants in there that I don't want to water. And that way you can kind of control it a little bit easier. And that's really the main trick to growing a successful mini cactus garden, is to not overwater it. You wouldn't want to soak the entire pot, especially if the pot is larger. It may be too much water for the cactus and they could suffer from root rot. So just keep in mind that cactus and succulents like to be kept on the drier side, so let them dry out in between waterings. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for watching, and if you do a mini cactus garden, I would love to see it, so tag me on social media. I will have my links below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!